Hey guys, in today's episode, we are going to be talking about stonework and plumbing. If you're new to our channel, we're two rebels off grid. We left Colorado as fast as we could. We sold everything. And now we are homesteading on Outlaw Acres Farmstead here in Cochise County, Arizona. Yeah, the weather's been really nice lately. It's a shame because I just videotaped this whole narrative outside, and I got back and I went to edit the video, and there's just too much wind. I mean, that's the name of the game around here, I guess, is too much wind. Even when it's breezy, you know, we got these mics with the little fuzzy covers on it and everything, and it still doesn't seem to help any. Just slightest breeze, and it just messes up the whole video audio-wise. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I've been compilating video, and it's a bunch of video. You'll see it in the background. It's a bunch of video on what we've been doing for the last 2 weeks. It's been beautiful out, very nice weather, in the 70s during the day. At night, it gets really cold. But this has enabled me to really kick it into gear and get my butt moving on that tower up there. And so, as we talked before, we were discussing that I was going to be working on a chicken run, right? Well, we have about 3-4 weeks left until we get our baby chicks in, and chicks don't really need a chicken run. So, we have put that on the back burner, the chicken run. Still, the design is there. We're still going to be playing around with that design that we were talking about back a few videos ago. Hopefully you enjoyed Keri's video that she just recently put out for the cat house. She did a really good job on that. We are still waiting on getting cats. We'll keep you posted on that. So let's get on to this video. In the background, you'll be seeing various things going on. I'm going to try to explain, narrate kind of what's been going on, but it was time to backfill that chicken tower. All the stonework was done, all the concrete was done, all the rebar was put into place, put in the basic plumbing for the cistern that's going to be watering the chickens. So let's explain this a little bit. I backfilled the entire chicken tower foundation. That took a day of using my tractor and running dirt up there and backfilling it and topping it off with sand. So I had to run my plumbing at the same time. The plumbing is going to be going from the cistern, which is placed up higher than the chicken tower foundation. This is so that there's lots of water pressure that will be, it'll force the water up into the little chicken dishes that the chickens will drink from. But I had to put in the plumbing that will go out to the faucet. And we'll probably do a more thorough video on the plumbing itself, or maybe we'll just wait until we do the house and we'll do some plumbing videos on the house. But it's basic, really simple system. I got the plumbing coming from the cistern that goes down under the foundation of the chicken tower and pops back up in various spots to go to the watering trays for the chickens. So it'll be so to say, an automated watering system, which will be great. So we'll just have to worry about the food. We'll have to flush the water pipes out once in a while, which I've enabled the pipe to. There should be enough pressure in there. You just open up the outer wall valve and it'll shoot out any debris or anything that got in there. Eventually we might put a filter in the plumbing system. I don't think it's necessary. The water that we've been getting is pretty clear, and I think I'm going to put the filtering up in the gutter where the gutter meets the cistern instead anyways. It's just going to be like a screen or something to catch debris. All right, so I guess I need to explain a few things. I've done the plumbing and I've backfilled the chicken tower foundation. The plumbing had to be put in before I leveled this off. Makes sense, right? It is going to go, maybe we'll do a more thorough video on the plumbing itself, but for now I'll just briefly explain. Cistern's gonna go over here. It's got to be higher than this platform. It's going to go, the water is going to go from the roof into the cistern, from the cistern down to that pipe right in front of us, and it's going to have a shut-off valve right there. It goes through the wall, goes through here up to these 3 pipes here, which are going to be chicken feeders or chicken watering feeders, which we will, when we build this tower, we'll come back in and show you what we're going to do with that next. From there, it continues on, comes up through this pipe, which this pipe can actually be used as a drainage pipe to drain the whole system, but it also has a faucet attachment so that we can access water from the outside of the tower and do things like watering these trees here. When we had this filled out with more trees, we'd be able to easily water them from there. You can hook up a garden hose or whatever. But yeah, so the plumbing got done, and it was time to put in the cistern. So I needed to put up a double wall stone wall made of stone and mortar, double walled. It's about 2.5, 3 feet tall, and bleeds into the landscape. But what I'm doing today is the cistern has to be higher than this platform. It has to be higher than where those chicken watering vessels are going to be. It has to be higher than that so that the pressure is there. So I am putting this retaining wall here because you know everything is not level here at all. So because we're on a slope, I got to build up this backside here first with a retaining wall, and then eventually have it level off along this slope here. And I need to do that first because before I do the chicken run, because I need to move the cistern onto this spot once I backfill it. And this will give me the height of what this tower is going to be, how tall this tower will be. It'll determine how tall the wall is for the chicken run also. So that's what I'm doing up here today, guys. I've done one wall for the retaining wall. I am going to put a second one in so that it's pretty consistent with the rest of the build site. I'm going to backfill this in with rock, and I'm going to utilize some bottles that they're just clear bottles and brown bottles. We're not really going to use them for the bottle wall. So I'm just going to get rid of them and put them in this little retaining wall just for added interest. But that's what we're doing today. So I put that in. I had to backfill that all in. And then Keri and I proceeded to go ahead and roll that cistern over into place. So that way I could hook up the plumbing, the initial plumbing. And this is when we had the water truck guy come. He came along and he was filling our cistern at the campsite. So we were like, hey, can you put the remainder 500 gallons up in our cistern up there? Which is going to make life so I was able to pressure test the system by having that water up there. I could check for leaks and everything. And it also is going to serve us where you've been noticing up on the hill, I've been using that IBC tote to use to throw into my mix for my mortar, so the water. So I don't have to do that anymore because I got a big cistern up there filled with water now, so I don't have to run down and fill it up with a pump and the hose and haul that water up there, the IBC tote up there, and use for the mixer. Instead, now I can just hit the valve and fill up my buckets, and it's going to make life a lot easier while we're working on the Hyperadobe. So I think I got distracted. Always. Yeah, I definitely got distracted. So we're not doing the chicken run. We're not doing the chicken run now. Instead, I've been working on the entranceway to the chicken tower. So I built this double wall retaining wall, right? And backfilled it, placed the cistern, hooked up the plumbing, and checked for leaks. There's no leaks. Everything looks good. And then I looked down there and there was a big blank spot where I was doing my mixing before. And I'm like, you know what? This is going to make an awesome raised garden bed. So usually when I have an awesome idea, it involves lots of work. So I decided to turn this big, area into a raised bed. And Keri's going to do a video on what she's going to plant in there, but I believe it's going to be herbs and things for the chickens to eat. So it'll be directly right there connected to the chicken tower, and we'll be able to pick herbs and put it in their food and stuff like that, and they'll be able to snack on it when they feel like it. But it's raised bed, native soil. It's going to be awesome. But I basically did another double-walled retaining wall so I could backfill that. That took me another day to backfill that garden area. So today we're going to put a pair of stairs here. The stairs will probably come out more and drop down. There'll be a pair of stairs going down here to go down into this section here. There will also be a pair of stairs going up to the retaining wall that I built so that we can maintenance this plumbing here. Just an easy access, or if we want to get to the chicken run, we can go around this side instead of going all the way around this side. So this is going to be another couple days. Hopefully I can do it in one day, but get all these stone work done with some more bottles, keep it consistent. And I need to go find a big rock. I found one that weighs about 500 pounds. I'm going to put that here for the stairs. But that's what we're doing today, folks. Beautiful day, by the way. 70 degrees today, 73 degrees it's supposed to get. So I'm wearing shorts today. Finally, got to get these pale legs, get them some sunshine, And from there, I had to locate many big stones. So I knew there was about 5 or 6 or 7 big stones. So I got the tractor and I brought them to make what I would call a rampart entrance, which is not quite stairs. It's more like and it's not as smooth for like handicap wheelchairs or anything like that. So it is steps, but they're just gradual. It's a gradual incline going up to the chicken door. Really cool, but it took the tractor to do it. I don't even know what I'd do without Bonnie. I have no idea what we were thinking when we first moved here, that we were going to do all this work without a tractor. But the tractor's, it has definitely made our dreams be possible, because there's no way I would have been able to do half of this stuff without it. So tractor is a must. If you guys are going to homestead, get a tractor. If you have big dreams like we have, big creative dreams. So I placed the steps into position and backfilled it with sand, and then took my broom and swept it off. And I was like, you know what? This really needs a retaining wall. So this is number 3 retaining walls in the front entrance, right? So I put in a 3rd retaining wall that would hold up, support the steps and all the material that was backfilled underneath those steps. So it's basically holding up all that. So now we have a 3-layered tier system in the front of the chicken house tower. And then I came up with another idea. Okay, we're going to put a entrance there's a section between the boomerang berm and the chicken tower foundation. There's like a walkway area, and that eventually will be like just a shortcut to get around to the chicken run. But I wanted to put a gate there. Not a gate with a swing door or anything like that, just more like an entranceway. And I'm calling it the mesquite gate because I am using mesquite that I'm finding down. We have bigger mesquite trees that grow down by the wash down there, and I found some dead branches and stuff and recycled those instead of letting them rot and stuff like that. I'm using them to put in handrails and a really neat entranceway going into the chicken yard, I guess is what you could call it. But yeah, so that's what we've been doing for the past couple weeks. It's kind of a busy video. You've been following along with all the visuals in the background. Lots of work, lots of tractor work, lots of shoveling, lots of concrete work. Believe it or not, I did all the stonework that you're watching with 3 bags of Portland and 1 bag of lime. So 3 bags of Portland, 1 bag of lime, 20 tractor loads of sand. So I can't do the math on that. The tractor loads, I have no idea how much that holds in a bucket. Maybe the guy says 900 pounds each bucket. So I wouldn't even know what the math is for that. But yep, we used all that up. So now I have to get some more supplies and haul it up there. So what's next going forward? So we've already determined that we are not going to do the chicken run yet, because the chickens are going to be here, in 3 or 4 weeks. And we've never done Hyperadobe, so we don't really know how long it's going to take us to do the tower itself. And plus, you got to remember, I'm doing that concrete roof if I still stick to the plan that I was discussing with you. So that's a concrete roof. That will probably take a week itself, if not longer. But so our next plan is I'm taking tomorrow off. I've been working my butt off for like 2 weeks doing all this stuff. Gonna take tomorrow off. We're going to run into town. We're going to get some more lime. We're going to get some more, that's really all I need is some lime. We're going to get our supplies, our typical supplies, get some groceries and stuff like that. Come back and take the next day. I'm going to be hauling material with the tractor, but I'm going to be bringing it back around because we're not going to work from the front entranceway anymore. I'm going to clean that up. I'm going to grade it. I'm going to backfill it with some sand and make it all level where there isn't steps or raised beds. It's going to look really nice. It's going to be a real nice entranceway. Then I'm going to make a big old pile of clay and sand and mixed soil to start filling those Hyperadobe bags. So Keri's excited. I'm excited. We're going to be filling these Hyperadobe bags finally. So we'll be looking up on that hill, and instead of just seeing a bottle frame sticking up out of the bushes and a door frame sticking up out of the vegetation, we'll start seeing those red bags rising up on top. And I'm sure you guys are just as excited for us as well. It'll be our first build, so to say, using that style, that technique. And we don't know how long it's going to take us. So that's why I've skipped to plan B, and we're not doing the chicken run yet. We're going to get going on that tower because we don't know how long it's going to take to do. And when we do get the chicks, we'll have a brooder. We're going to have solar power in there to energize that brooder so that we can keep the chicks nice and warm and get them accustomed to their house in there, and all will be good. So I guess I'm going to apologize for filming this narrative in the car. I would have rather been out there with a nice sunny blue sky and everything, but it's the wind. The wind in Arizona just seems to always creep up on you and ruin my videos. So if you guys are new to this channel and you've not subscribed, we do a variety of different types of videos. And I'm sure that if you don't like this video, you might like one of our other videos. But go ahead and subscribe. It'd be real awesome and our honor to have you aboard. And if you like this video, guys, remember to hit that little thumbs up button at the bottom. And I think I'm going to conclude this video. Maybe next time we won't have wind and I can be out there in the nice, instead of stuck here in the car. I don't really like filming in here, but it was my only option. I could have filmed in the trailer, but this is where I have a little privacy and I can talk without the dogs and everything. Those rebels, they like to put their input in the background of the videos. All right, guys. So until next video, we will see you later. Bye.